Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Third and Wrong podcast, where our takes are almost certainly wrong. We're glad to be here late on a Tuesday night. Jacob was unable to make it tonight, but it is just me, and so it is just me and Slade tonight. We're going to be talking some NFL draft reactions, recaps, talking the winners, the losers, best picks, worst picks, all that kind of stuff. So we're looking forward to it. Slade, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm hoping you're doing good as well, and all the viewers. Like JJ said, we're just going to jump into this. We did the draft about a week ago, like a mock draft, and so now we're really just recapping it, reviewing it. We're going to go over like a little overview of the first round, and just a few of the things that stuck out to us, and then we do got some categories that we'll break it down into. Yeah, super excited for this. I'm sad Jacob couldn't make it, but we gotta move on.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We're two-manning, but it'll be all right. We'll get through it. So we're going to
These
look
things
at
will
some
happen.
draft stuff. Yeah, that's right. These things will happen. Um, we're going to look at. I've got these prospects up just so we can look at information on them and a little more details on the pick, and we can go to the teams as well, the teams page, and see all this stuff. So just to give us something to guide it.
Yeah, I feel like you'll use the teams a lot more than I will, but
Yeah. I'm probably gonna give more. Slade probably has a little more precise critiques on the first round. I have a little more. Hey, overall, how was this draft for this team? So I think that'll pair well together. So Slade, you want to get us started? What's your biggest takeaway?
yeah. So if you saw any of my shorts of my recaps of as the draft was going on, my live reactions, there were a few shocking things that happened in the top 10. Um, Mainly Jeremiah Love going number 3 to the Cardinals,
Unreal.
which I don't think it was out of the realm of possibilities. I just did not expect it at all. I thought they would definitely trade out of that. But then also following that up, the Titans immediately go and get Carnell Tate, which I thought was not not a reach, but I definitely did not see that coming. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it wasn't like a mocked pick anywhere, which is
No.
funny because we sat here and talked for a while about
Yeah.
Jacob made this point especially where it was like, "Hey, you've got a new quarterback that you drafted last year. Go and get him a guy." And you would almost think that would be a wide receiver when we're talking that way, but we were always talking about Jeremiah Love. Like we were always talking
Right.
about running back. And so it's funny. I don't feel like it should have been as unexpected as it was, but everybody was shocked.
Yeah. Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
Like you said, it shouldn't have been as unexpected as it was. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I think more of that was because I didn't think Cornell Tate deserved a fourth overall pick. I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's not good, and I'm not saying he won't be good with Cam Ward in the Titans scheme. I'm just thinking there were other people that I had ranked higher above him that I probably would have taken,
Right. Yeah.
if
I
that makes any sense.
I understand that for sure. I mean, I feel the same way. It's kind of like, this has been talked about as a weaker draft class. And so you kind of already have that in mind. Carnell Tate is not Marvin Harrison Jr. level prospect. And Marvin Harrison Jr. was the fourth overall pick. Same with like Sammy Watkins. Pretty sure he was number 4 overall to the Bills. And like those prospect levels, like the difference between them and Carnell Tate is unreal. And Malik Neighbors tends to agree.
Yeah. Um,
He was kind of flaming Carnell Tate, man.
but I think a lot of the reason we didn't have him there, and it was mine and Jacob's main reasoning, was he never drew the number one guy
Yeah,
while he was at Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith was always there. So we've never really seen him go against that premier quarterback. And then you get to the NFL and they're all premier quarterbacks.
right,
And then you're also taking them as your wide receiver one in the NFL.
right.
So it'll be interesting to see, but I hope the best for him, man.
We'll see what happens. We'll see
It
what
is
happens with
fun.
that.
It's a fun pick.
And then you want to talk about another shocker. This was, to me, this was one of my biggest shockers of the night because I just didn't think they would do it. Like I know Arvell Reese is like a player that if he drops to 5, you're like, how do you not take him? But when he's
Mm.
being labeled as an edge, like when he's being labeled as an edge, it's just like, hey, Giants, you already have those guys. You've got Thibodeau. You've got Brian Burns. You drafted Abdul Carter last year with the number 3 overall pick. And it's like, I don't know, where is he playing? But I heard
See,
Nick Wright talking about it. And Nick Wright made a really good point. Everybody's been labeling Arvell Reese as an edge, but Arvell Reese primarily played off ball linebacker in college. And he is a very big projection at edge. Yes, he's a superstar football talent. He's a dog of a football player. But he was an off-ball linebacker in college. Like far more than Micah Parsons was. That comparison has been made a lot. I've made that comparison, but I'm now realizing Arvell Reese, like Micah Parsons was much more of a refined edge rusher coming into the NFL than Arvell Reese is. And so everybody mocked Sonny Styles to the Giants, but some people think Arvell Reese is a better off-ball inside linebacker than, well, I don't know about inside, but off-ball linebacker than Sonny Styles is. And so I wonder if that's what the Giants are thinking. Like, hey, you're not going to play edge for us. You're going to play linebacker because you were great at it.
Yeah, I just think like you said, you compared him to Michael Parsons. He's like a Michael Parsons, and he's a Swiss Army knife. He could play any of those 3 positions you need him to. I feel like he could line up at interior linebacker if you wanted to,
Yeah.
or inside linebacker if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I doubt that's where they're going to play him, but I'm saying he could. He's an athlete. He's a freak athlete. But what I've been seeing a lot of, and I didn't see any of this until probably the last day or two, is that Kayvon Thibodeau, they were talking about trading him last year
Right.
in the trade deadline. But obviously he didn't get traded. And they're saying that he's just going to play through the rest of his rookie contract, and then he might be testing free agency, and they might not re-sign him. So maybe they're just going ahead and getting the next rookie up, you know?
Yeah, because
Just to replace him.
I doubt they've taken his 5th-year option. I think this is year 4 for him coming up.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I think they were trying to trade. I think the Saints were the front runners, and they were trying to give a 4th rounder. And they really wanted a 2nd rounder.
Huh.
So the teams just didn't match. So yeah, I feel like that's
they wanted
probably
a
their pick. And
second
like you
rounder.
said, if he drops down to 5th, you just got to take him. He's a freak athlete. You just got to get him there.
Yeah, he's a dog. I really like this is what I love about the NFL draft because everybody's favorite pick at 2 was Reese, not Bailey. And then nobody was picking Love at the Cardinals until like 2 days before the draft. And then nobody was picking Tate to the Titans. Nobody was picking Reese to the Giants. Like it was just exciting pick after exciting pick. Everybody's bracket was busted, quote unquote, at like within 4 picks. You know, like it was awesome to watch. So yeah, the top 10 were crazy. Huh?
As I was watching it, I saw like obviously you had David Bailey go number 2. And it's like, okay, that's probably not the pick I would have picked, but I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah.
And then right after that, it's like shocker after shocker after shocker after shocker. So it was really fun to watch live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt too.
From 3 till go down past Sonny Styles. Who's number 8?
Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, I think from 3 to number 8 was just fun to see happen because like nobody mocked those people to those teams.
Yeah, and it didn't get any less crazy.
Well, I'll take it back. I mocked Mansour Delane to the Chiefs, but at their number 10 slot.
That's right. I didn't think they were going to have to trade up from 9.
9 slot, whatever it was.
I didn't think they were going to have to trade up from 9. That felt silly to me. It didn't feel like, but I guess they like, maybe they knew something we didn't know. Maybe the Saints really loved him and were going to take him.
Maybe the Commanders might have taken him. I mean,
maybe. It just didn't feel like a player you needed to trade up for. But, you know, these premier corners are a premium position in the NFL now, and people want them badly.
Yeah, if you know
especially
my
the Chiefs.
yeah, if you know my opinions on it, I love that pick personally, and I love them reaching up to get him there because, like I said, I think he's going to be a top 8 corner in the league this year, starting out. And you did just lose your number one guy in Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson, who played a ton for you. I just think that's a great pick to try to bolster that cornerback room. Just get something out there, really.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there.
But
Um,
okay, we can move on from that
yeah,
and spin
let's
on
get out of the
who
top
picked
10.
this.
Also, by the way, what did I say? Spencer Fano is the best offensive lineman in this draft. I'll stand by it. I loved that he got picked top 10. I didn't love that he got picked by the Browns. Again, career ruined. Um, rough. Very poor guy is all I have to say. But like, love to see him go in the top 10 because I felt like he was the best offensive lineman in the draft. He's like a freak athlete, but
Yeah,
I digress.
I digress. Yeah, so I don't want to harp on it too much because I do got it later, or I mean, I could just go about it right now. Um, the most surprising thing, which
No, no, no,
I
no,
guess
no, 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 no. We'll save that.
save it.
Yeah, save that
Okay,
one. Save that. I know what you're gonna say.
okay,
Save that one.
okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, from here on, like it felt pretty. I don't know. Like, didn't it feel like
Run of the
anything really
mill, you
crazy
know?
happened? Blake
Yeah,
Miller, I told you so. He is a
yeah.
dog. He's a dog.
I do like the Ruben Bain pick by the Bucks. They might have reached for him, but I just like the idea that they went out and got their edge that they need. I'm not saying he's not a top 15
Reached
player.
for him.
I'm not saying he's not a top 15 player. I'm saying like on mocks he was like what mid 20s, early 20s, and they got him
No.
at 15.
Top 10.
Was he?
Yes. It was unbelievable that he made it to 15.
Oh, see, I was the other top,
Unbelievable.
but
You're talking
the
about Akeem
Jets.
Messidor.
Oh yeah, yeah, I get them two mixed up.
That's
My
okay.
bad, my bad.
That's okay.
That's
Now I
okay.
understand. I
Taylor
was
Winter.
like,
Yeah,
no, Ruben Bain was in the top 10. I cannot believe he made it there. That was
best
pretty
pick of the
crazy.
draft, right there, number 16. Anybody who knows me knows that Kenyon Sadiq will be
Hey,
a dog.
I actually like that landing spot for him a lot more than most other
I do too.
places.
Um, I feel bad for Mason Taylor because you just drafted him last year. But I mean, they'll probably run both of them out there at the same time.
For
Their
sure.
receiving core is not that great, so
I don't think they're going to view Sadiq in the same way they view Mason Taylor. I think they view Mason Taylor as a true tight end. Kenyon Sadiq, I think they just view as a big slot receiver. Like he's going to do tight end things for sure, but not in the same way that Mason Taylor is. So,
he's gonna be like God, who's the guy that just got drafted from the Browns last year? Oh, what's his name?
Fannin?
Yeah, Harold Finn.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Harold
play like
Fannin.
that type of slot, like just a pure receiving
Yeah.
tight end.
Yeah. And other
And it'd be great. So
yeah, Mason Taylor's going to do the dirty work. Um
Midland Zoku.
I just fly over. I mean, nothing really crazy. Big brain play from Howie Roseman jumping the Steelers while the Steelers were on the phone with Makai Lemon
That's crazy.
to draft him. And
Imagine being with Kyle Lemon in that situation, or his agent or something.
unreal. Did you see the clip of him reacting?
Yeah.
Unreal,
Did you
man.
did you see? It was kind of funny. His agent's like reaction to it. He was like super excited that he got drafted to the Eagles
Yeah,
because like why wouldn't you be more excited to go to a Super Bowl contending team
right.
than the Steelers?
Yeah,
But yeah, it was fun to watch. It's crazy how that happened.
yeah. Pretty crazy. Um,
I like the Akeem Mesidor pick by the Chargers.
great.
Just really
Exactly what they
fun.
needed. They needed like a good edge, and they got it. He's a three down
Yeah.
player too. That'll be good for
Have you
him.
seen the stuff from the Browns? They came out and said that even though they got KC Concepcion and Denzel Boston, it's not going to affect Jerry Judy at all.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll see what happens.
why would you say that? Jerry Judy, he's a solid receiver, but you got two young studs coming in,
They're going to be dogs.
yeah, you just got to say, hey, these were our picks, these were our guys.
I have
Not
an
saying Jerry Judy's your guy. You
yeah,
don't have to say that, but
I have an idea. Drop Jerry Judy.
or trade him or do something.
Yeah,
You get
get rid
something
of
out of
him.
him. You get like a fourth round pick out of him.
Nothing else about your team is like there's nobody else on your offense at least that's like a long tenured player at any skill position. Get rid of
By the
them all,
time,
restart, let all of it just flow together. Your defense is established, that's fine, but your offense, you just drafted two wide receivers in the top 40 and an offensive lineman. You drafted a running back last year in the top 40. You drafted a quarterback last year who's going to start for you this year.
tight end.
Tight end like pretty high last year. I believe he was a third round pick. So like all of your skill positions restart. You're doing good. Like you're on a good path. Don't get tied down in the Jerry Judy garbage.
Jerry Judy's not going to be sustainable in the NFL by the time or if the time comes when the Browns are good, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm with you. Try to trade and get like a fourth, fifth round pick
Yeah.
or get an offensive lineman or something, just something.
Right.
I love the Bears getting a safety there. I called that. I just think that was their biggest
I
need.
think, man, I cannot believe they got Thieneman. That's unreal that they got him at
Yeah.
25. Huge value. Yeah, and then the end of hey, I love to see it. I love to see Jadarian Price go. He is going to be a fantasy darling for dynasty players,
We'll,
especially.
we'll, we'll we'll talk about him a little later.
Yeah. All right. So let's get a few like highlight like specific topics, specific players, specific teams we want to talk about. Slade, you take the floor first, and then I'll follow you with one.
All right, I got my notes up here, so I
Okay.
guess if I look over here, that's what I'm reading off of. So I'll just go with the top of my list and go all the way down. So I got best pick, and for my best pick, you're gonna scroll down, go all the way down to the bottom, keep it going, right there. Keldrick Faulk, 31 to the Titans. I love that pick. I think, I mean, everybody had him going like mid, like 15 to 20, maybe early 20s. Um, but you get him at 31. You just got Carnell Tate, so you got an offensive stud, a guy that can help Cam Ward, and then you need your defense to get a little bit better as well. The Titans are just one of those teams where they need a little bit of everything to just make that team mesh well. Besides, like quarterback, obviously. Um, and so getting Keldrick Faulk, I just love that pick. Just shoring up a defensive lineman. You shored up your wide receiver at number 4.
Yeah.
It's just I was happy to see that for them, and the fact that he dropped that far down for you to get him is kind of crazy.
Yeah. This pick ruined my draft night as a Bills fan. Because this was the third and final trade that the Bills made so that they would not pick on night one. I'm just kidding. I enjoyed draft night. I kind of expected the Bills to do that potentially, and so it wasn't that big of a deal. But a Titans trading up here, getting aggressive, getting Keldrick Falk. I enjoyed it. I liked
Yeah,
seeing that from a team that has a lot of needs like a core piece, and saw a guy falling down the board. I will say this is one of those picks that is a little confusing to me because he's big and their free agency, they got big guys for the line. They got big guys for the defensive line already. Like those were the guys they signed. They don't really have an edge rusher that feels like a Sala type where he's like just a pin your ears back and get to the passer. I would have thought they would have gone someone like Cassius Howell here
right.
or
Zion,
something R. Mason Thomas. Like
yeah,
someone who is like Malachi Lawrence if he was still there, right? Like that that type rather than someone who I mean, I think you're going to play Keldrick Falk inside a lot. Like, I think he's going to be a guy that, like, I can't, I'm not sure if Salah's defense is an odd front or not. But if it's a 3-4, like he's gonna be playing on the outside. If it's not, he's gonna be rotating inside sometimes, in a JJ Watt type style, right? Where like he's not a similar player to JJ Watt, but JJ Watt was a defensive end, but he would often rotate inside and rush, from the inside of the line. And you just kind of already have that with the Titans. They have John Franklin Myers, they have Jermaine Johnsons, they have some size. And so I would have thought they would have gotten someone who was like a little more of a pure pass rusher than Keldrick Faulk, because his pass rushing production in college was not super good. Like, it was good, but not near compared to these other guys who were straight pure pass rushers. So that's my only concern with it. But I do think he's like a really good player. I do think he was well worth this pick. And he fell down the board a little bit. Fun to see the Titans go up and get him. So
Yeah, kind of what you were saying. Just to piggyback a little bit off that. That's why I kind of like the idea of the Cowboys getting Keldrick Faulk
yeah,
with that 20th pick.
right.
Just because I could see them, if we do have five people on the line, you have Overshawn on one side, Ezraku on one side, and then you have the two defensive tackles and Keldrick Faulk on the inside. You know, but then if you're at a four front or a three front, like you said, they'd be on the outside, and you'd have the linebackers drop back. Um, I just felt like he would fit very well with the Cowboys. But like you said, I'm happy to see the Titans get him. Very
Yeah.
exciting at the 31 pick.
Yeah. Glad he made it in the first round. Um, all right. So I guess I will say my best pick as well. My best pick is going to be towards the
And it's
bottom
crazy.
two.
It's crazy that we didn't go with people like up high. Like
Yeah.
obviously those players might be better in the long run, but these are people that we think for their value were the best pick.
Right. Yeah. I think my best pick is going to be right here. Dylan Thieneman. Slade called it that they were drafting a safety. I didn't love the McNeil Warren, but I do love Thieneman here. Like, I think Thieneman is well worth this pick. I think Thieneman would have been well if somebody drafted him at 14. I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. Thieneman is ridiculous. His measurables are crazy. His athleticism, his instincts. They have a big gaping hole in their roster at safety, according to Slade, and according to everybody, according to the Bears front office. They have a gaping hole at safety, and so they use their first round pick on it to get a guy like this at 25 who's going to start for you immediately. Is just really really awesome to get at 25. A guy who's not just going to be gonna have some speed bumps. I feel like you can put out there and be confident in. And him and who's their other safety? Kobe Bryant. Is that right? They just signed Kobe Bryant, I think.
Yes, they lost two of them, but I forgot what
Yes.
two they lost.
I think they signed they lost Byard. I think they signed Kobe Bryant. I think that's one of the that's a good safety duo to have back there. It's a scary safety duo. So that'll be fun to see. Safety's also one of my favorite positions on the field. I just think they're such a fun position to watch. They lay the boomstick and they hawk down the ball. Like, that's just fun stuff. So
They get mossed.
yeah,
It's fun to watch.
yeah, yeah, they get burned. No, I think Thieneman's a great player, great pick. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. Dylan Thiemann, he's a great fit for the Bears. I called it, like you said. Um, yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch him play there. I think it was such a priority for them that they needed a guy, and it was a toss up between him and McNeil Warren.
right.
Obviously, I think Thiemann's a little bit better, um, but yeah, it's a great pick.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Um,
All right, you want me to go into my worst pick, or
yeah, yeah. Let's hit. I want to hear your worst pick.
okay? You're gonna disagree with me probably heavily on this one.
Oh boy.
Scroll down all the way to the bottom again. That guy staring you right in the face. Yep, Darian Price. Um,
Oh,
and it's nothing to discredit Darian Price. I just don't think he's a round one guy. And I understand the Seahawks need a running back, probably. You got Zach Charbonnet with his injury history. You probably don't want to just rely on him. Um, but I just don't think, yeah, the need's there, but I don't think you had to get that at 32. You could
sure,
have traded back out of that or drafted somebody else and then got Jadarian Price later in the second round. Who
sure.
knows? Um, yeah, I just don't love it. And I think I saw a stat today. I don't think he's ever started a single game at Notre Dame, and he's going 32.
Dude, the NFL loves him, man. I don't know. I don't know what about it is so enticing. This was like a luxury pick. Like, hey, we've got a big need. We need to fill it. Here's all I'll say about this. I already talked about this pick before the draft. Um, it was a fun one to get right. I'm glad I got it right because, hey, if you know anything about dynasty fantasy football, you know it's tough out here in the streets of rookie picks right now, and this just makes another guy immensely valuable, and so that's fun. But here's all I'm going to say about it. I wonder how they felt as the weekend went on because
Right.
32 like felt a little desperate to get their running back, and they did it. And they were just like, hey, we're going to do it. We need it. We need to keep our offense flowing because the run game is such a core part of our scheme. Cool. But I wonder how they felt when another running back wasn't taken until 88. Like it was a while. And the next running back taken wasn't even a guy that anybody expected. It was the guy from Indiana who didn't even get a combine invite. Like Jonah Coleman, I think ended up being a late third rounder, but like man, running backs did not go. So like if Jadarian Price was still on the board, I wonder where he would have went. I wonder like at what point they could have gotten him because nobody was drafting running backs. I don't know if that like the running back class in this year is just not that good. So like that's why. But I wonder if this Seattle was going like, man, we could have gotten another guy later, even if we didn't get Price, but maybe they're just that high on Price. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
I just felt like they. I mean, you lost Tariq Woolen or Reek Woolen, whatever he wants to go by, and your offensive line just isn't up to par to be a Super Bowl champion.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I felt like they should have. They had other needs that they could have went after. Not saying running back wasn't a need, but the picks around that, I think, or that came right after it, would have met up with what they needed everywhere else. And like you said, they could have got Jadarian Price maybe later in the second. Because I do think he probably would have went like top 55 ish. He is the clear second best running back in the draft class, I think. But
Jonah
yeah, I don't know,
Coleman,
man.
baby.
It was kind of crazy to see.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. Great way to end the first round. Um,
Hey, but you called that one, so props to you.
hey, love it. Love it. All right. Next one, my worst pick of the night. I mean, do we even need do we even need to guess?
Okay, I'll double down.
Hor-
Okay, so
horrible.
it's your worst round or is your worst pick, and it's my most surprising. So we can kind of both just talk about this and check
Yeah.
both boxes off.
So I'm just gonna. You want to start with most surprising? I don't want to kill the mood before you say what you say.
Yeah, my thing. So I'm not gonna kill the mood like, oh, Ty Simpson sucks or he shouldn't be going because I think Ty Simpson is a viable NFL quarterback, but with a 13th pick and this guy's not projected to be anything above probably 40, it's kind of egregious. But I do think they could have went with this pick. They could either traded back, just like a lot of these teams could have traded back, or they could have got one of the receivers. Kyle Lemon didn't go for another 10 picks. They could have got him to pair with Puka and Devontae Adams, unless Devontae leaves or they trade him or whatever the case is with him. I just felt like, again, the need. I understand Matt Stafford is probably 1 foot out the door for you, but 13 for Ty Simpson, it is kind of diabolical.
Horrible. Horrible. Yeah, it's just. Man, here's what I'll say. This is not an original take at all. Everybody on the internet is saying this right now. This is also one of my biggest losers of the draft. My biggest losers of the draft is not Ty Simpson. My biggest loser of the draft is Rams fans. Because the Super Bowl might not be yours anymore. Still a great team, still probably the odds favorite to win it. But can you imagine if they would have added three more pieces in this draft that would significantly help them, like actually play rotational pieces and or depth at positions that you actually need depth at? Because the truth is, if Ty Simpson plays a snap this year, you're in trouble. You don't want him to touch the field. The best case scenario is him not touching the field for a year, at least. And that's if you win the Super Bowl. Who knows what Matthew Stafford's retirement window is? Nobody knows. But my thing is, you went all in. Like, if you wanted to plan for the future, why did you trade the 29th overall pick for a cornerback, for a piece that was a win now piece, and pay him a ton of money to fix the one hole that you had last year so that this year you could go all in? Why would you do that if you're just going to draft your future at 13? Can you imagine, man? Can you imagine if they got Makai Lemon? Or even if they, man, even if they got a little aggressive, traded up and got Tyson? Like, maybe you don't want to go that route because you don't want to risk having a guy with injuries in your Super Bowl window. I don't know. But Ty Simpson, whatever. I personally think Ty Simpson's going to be good at the next level. Like, I think he's going to be a successful NFL quarterback. Maybe not. Like, I could be wrong about that. Even with me thinking that, like, I don't know that he was a 13th overall level quarterback. And man, you just drafted for the future. You drafted for the future when you're in your Super Bowl window now. Sean McVay was pissed. It was evident, man. Like, he was so pissed. He's talking about the 13th overall pick competing for the backup role with Stetson Bennett. Like, it seemed like a surprise to him. And that just takes me to, I'm not going to go on too long of a rant. That takes me to, like, worst draft by a team. Like, the Rams are in contention. 5 picks, and none of them are going to play. None of them are going to play. Ty Simpson will not touch the field. Max Clare is a tight end, which is like exactly what they do not need. They have Colby Parkinson, Tyler Higbee, and Terrence Ferguson all ahead of this guy who's their second
David
round.
Allen.
David, okay, a fourth. So this guy is the fifth string tight end, and you drafted him at 61. You had 13 and 61, and you decided that you were going to get two pieces for probably your least positions of need. Keegan Trost, probably not going to play. CJ Daniels won't sniff the field. And Tim Keenan, you've got to hope that guy can, like, make the team. Like, this is horrific, man. Like, this is just like, you had an opportunity to increase your odds, solidify the window, and you just lost it. So that's my piece on the Rams. Sorry for ranting so long. I don't like to
No,
talk
this is all
for
I gotta
that
say
long
about
at
it. I feel
once.
so bad for Ty Simpson because he's getting so much flack, and it's not his fault. He didn't tell the Rams, "Hey, pick me at
Right.
number 13."
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
and I'm happy for him
I
because
think
he's
it's
gonna
his
get a
fault.
hefty paycheck for that. But the only thing that I can kind of say to, I guess, take the backs of the Rams front office is they probably did that because they know, like you said, Matthew Stafford, who knows when he's going to leave? It might be the end of this year. If they have a bad season, he might just leave in the middle of the season. Who knows with that guy? Um, and so you need a future at quarterback, and you already know that your team is Super Bowl contenders, maybe Super Bowl bound. Who knows? So it ain't like they're hurting for the picks.
Right.
Now it'd been nice to have somebody at 13 to be able to immediately make an impact on the team or just trade out of it. But I guess what they wanted was to go ahead and get that guy, make sure that other teams like the Dolphins or the Jets or somebody like that didn't get him, um, and then just plan for the future. So, I mean, yes, everybody hates this pick, but I don't think it's because of Ty Simpson. I think it's where it was in the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. There's definitely some Ty Simpson haters, and that's why they hate the pick. But I don't think that's the primary reason to hate the pick. Like I think it's just like,
Right.
hey, this just felt like a unhelpful to your team. Um, yeah. So, Slade, what's your
Okay.
next?
Sorry about that whole rant.
Yeah, I'm
We will
sorry,
move on.
guys. I'm sorry. I know you've heard it from a bunch of other people, but it needs
Right.
to
Yeah,
be
we're
said.
definitely not the first people you've heard this from, and probably the least knowledgeable people that you're hearing this from.
Les Snead needs to
But
hear it from me. I know you're listening.
um, moving on, I don't know if you've got anything for this category. I've got steal, like the biggest steal in the draft.
Okay.
Um, and this is going to be a little biased. I think it is at number 11, the Cowboys. Being able to get Caleb Downs. I mean, we need a safety. We needed secondary, anybody in the secondary, really. But you're getting a guy that's arguably a top 3 player in the draft, and he falls all the way down to 11. Now, we did trade up from 12 to 11. Don't make that much of a difference. It's just the fact that Caleb Downs. Now, everybody said going into it, oh, yeah, he has a possibility to go right outside the top 10.
Right.
But when you get in there, everybody's like, oh, yeah, this guy's a top three guy in the draft. He could easily be drafted anywhere in the top 8, you know?
Right.
Like any of those teams could just picked him, and you wouldn't bat an eye. So the fact that we got him at 11, in my opinion, as a Cowboys fan, was immensely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. When I saw this, I was like, Slade's getting a jersey. I was like, Slade's
Yes.
going to love this pick. I knew you'd
I think
probably
I
love it.
posted on my Instagram and said, go ahead and get the jersey ready.
I
I
know,
think.
and I know Jacob, like, I know Jacob was probably pretty excited about it too, but I just feel like Downs is like a guy for you. Like, I just feel like he's like a your type of guy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I can see you with the Downs jersey before I can see Jacob with it. But man, what a pick. Like, this guy's going to be a core part of your defense for the next decade.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, as long as you continue to sign him and health goes well. But man, I was really excited when he dropped to 11, or when y'all traded up to go get him. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. So definitely one of like the most fun picks to watch. Personal bias
Mm-hmm.
for sure, but yeah, man. Steal of the draft. I don't know, man. Let me look.
Probably number 16, right?
Uh, you ding dong. Um,
And if you want to go outside the first round, you can. That's what most of my picks are
sure.
based around, just because I know the most about it. I kept up. I watched the entire first round.
I'm trying to like think of who would have been the biggest steal for me.
Fernando Mendoza.
No, there was a really good second round pick that I'm trying to find it. Here we go. CJ Allen, 53 to the Colts. Great player. I think CJ Allen was probably the best off ball linebacker in this class, other than Arvell and Sonny Styles, right? Other than the OSU guys. He went 53 after a lot of other linebackers. Like, this was a guy who was being talked about in the top 20 like not too long ago. So I don't know what happened. Like I don't know what the concern is. I haven't heard a lot of commentary around it, but he's like a true run stuffer linebacker, like just like is plugging gaps. I don't know that his coverage is like super super strong, but I think like he's solid all around. And I mean, he went behind the first linebacker off the board after the Ohio State guys was Jacob Rodriguez, and then he went behind Josiah Trotter, and then he went behind Jake Golday. And so it's just like I don't know why. Um, the Colts really needed a linebacker in the center of their defense, and he was just falling. And so I think this is going to be a steal. Like, I think he's going to be good at the next level. I really wanted the Bills to try to trade up and get him when I saw him falling, but it didn't happen. Um, Bills, truthfully, didn't have that great of a draft, but all things considered, it was okay. But CJ Allen, I think, was a great pick. So that'd be my steal of the draft. I don't know that you really have anything to say about this one, Slade, but
Yeah, I like CJ Allen. I don't watch too much of him. Um, I just don't watch Georgia games personally. I don't watch the SEC games as a Clemson fan.
I don't
Um,
watch that crap.
but I just know, like, going into the season, which, I mean, obviously it's going into the season. You don't know how they played in the college football season. And they're about to get drafted. You don't know how they're going to play, if they get injured, anything like that. But going into the season, there were people like CJ Allen, Harold Perkins from LSU. Those guys were touted as like top 10, top 15 guys.
Right.
And I must have just underperformed, or they got outshone by other people in this draft. But yeah, I just think if you're up there at some point, I just feel like you're going to be a good player.
Right.
So I do like the Colts getting him.
Right.
I think it's going to be very beneficial for them.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's finish it off. Let's do a couple more. Let's do biggest winner and biggest like I'm gonna do winner and best draft overall. And then if you want to do whatever categories you have left.
Yeah, I could just do like the two teams that I have, like, at least in the first round, maybe the first and second round, as winners, and a team that's a loser, in my opinion.
All
We
right,
can just do that.
let's do that.
Mhm.
I will start with I have two winners for the
Okay.
draft. So I'll do that. I'm going
Yep, the
to
Los Angeles Rams. Okay.
no. Um, my first team that I think is a winner in this draft, like big time, is none other than the Cleveland Browns, one of the greatest organizations in the NFL. Put some respect on their name. 5-12, doing pretty well for Browns standards. I mean, that's pretty good. So we're getting 5 wins in a season. That's 5 more than they used to see.
We're trending
Yep.
upwards.
So, I mean, I think Shadur's going to start. I think Shadur is, I'm just going to group this in. This is one of my big winners and best draft. Shadur's a big winner in this draft, I think. I don't think Deshaun is going to start. I know there's been some talk about that. I don't know why he would. Like, I don't know why that would make any sense. If anything, the Browns want to lose games because they have a quarterback problem, and so they don't want to like be super good without a quarterback and then not be able to draft a quarterback. But this draft, man, I mean, overall, I think it's one of the best drafts all weekend. Like, I just think, man, Spencer Fano at 9. I've already shared my thoughts on him. He's he's going to make Shadur's life easier. We've talked about how Shadur struggles because he's never played behind a good offensive line. So I'm excited to see what happens when there's improvement there. And then two great pass catchers. Like, now he's got players at every skill position that are reliable. Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston. Them getting Denzel Boston at 39 I could have said that was steal of the draft. Like, I think he's
Right.
well worth. And both of those players, I think, are way better than anything he had last year outside of Harold Fannin and Njoku. Like, I'm not going to disrespect Njoku like that, but like Njoku's going to be gone. And so Concepcion and Boston are the best wide receivers I think he's thrown to. Like, I I know that's probably crazy to say because it's like, hey, Judy got a big contract. How could you say that? Like Judy had his time, sure, but Judy was never worthy of the contract that he signed or the trade that happened for him. He never proved anything. It was all a projection based off of the the moments, the little glimpses at the greatness of Jerry Judy, and he never really showed it to be consistent. Um, and so, like, I think
Jerry
you've got,
remi-
huh?
Jerry reminds me a lot of Calvin Ridley in the way that like
Yes.
they had some big breakout moments and it got them big contracts,
And
but they're just not the number one guy.
everybody thinks that it's going to happen. Like everybody
Hmm.
continues to think that it's going to happen. Like I don't know what it is about those guys, but I think like majorly improve there, and then like get Austin Barber, another great player. Get some depth at center. Like these are just their defense. Like I think these are great. Emmanuel McNeil Warren at 58, incredible. Justin Jefferson at 149,
Great
in
receiver.
incredible. Like I think he's going to be good. They got some depth at tight end. I don't really care about that too much, to be honest. And then Taylon Green, like that's fun. I mean, Taylon Green could end up getting some starts. Like we'll see. Like if Shadur stinks, then Taylon Green could march out there and like that could be that could be really fun to watch that. Um, And yeah, so I just think they got a lot better. I think it was just a good draft. They took what was there. They didn't panic pick. They let guys fall to them. They have, again, some of that is because the Browns have a need everywhere. And so they can just close their eyes and pick any player and it helps. And so you can pick the guys who are falling. But I think it was just a great draft. They're my, that I think that's my best draft pick. But I have a second one and I'll share it after you share yours.
Yeah, I'm just going to double down on a team that I love so dearly.
Oh boy.
Just go ahead and click the Cowboys.
Love it.
And I'll just spend a few seconds on this because, I mean, everybody saw the draft, and I already talked about Caleb Downs. So I'll leave him out of this, really. Uh, you get Malachi Lawrence, who going into the draft, nobody really spoke too heavily about. They always had other guys around him or above him just getting talked about more, like Cassius Howell, R. Mason, Thomas. Who else was it? Ruben Bain, Kendrick
Zion
Fall.
Young.
People, Cassius Howell, Zion Young, people like that. You had grouped around him. He just got out. I mean, not outshone, but people were just talking about them more.
Yeah.
And so when we drafted him, I was kind of confused, but I immediately went online, looked at some of his tapes. I read a lot of feedback from Dallas Cowboy fan pages, people who dive deep into the picks of just the Dallas Cowboys, and they love the pick. So I'm just going to ride what everybody else says. I like it. It addresses a very big priority in the defense. Um, and then you double down and get Jay Sean Barham in the third round in case Malachi Lawrence doesn't pan out.
I,
You
I,
still got two guys you can
and
move between.
I think Barham might play off ball for y'all a little bit. Like
Yeah, I've
he
seen
played
that too. I've seen
linebacker.
him playing out the
So
linebacker. Yeah. Um, and then you got the offensive tackle. Yeah, he might not be spectacular.
sure.
We
Fourth
don't
round
know.
pick though.
Yeah, it's a fourth round pick. You throw a flyer and hope it lands, right?
Yeah.
Um, offensive tackle's a position of need. Terrence Steele's god awful. I never want to see him touch the field again. So if Drew can come in there and start, that'd be great. You get a corner. You get a corner. Devin Moore, like we said, defense biggest priority for the Cowboys. Obviously, defense was putrid last year. So you address that secondary, which you brought in some people in free agency like Kobe Durant. You brought in Jalen Thompson. So you got some guys back there, but just getting the young guys to be able to sit behind them, learn from them, and then possibly grow into being some studs would be great for us. So I just love that draft overall from us. And yeah, I'm just super geeked and excited about Caleb Downs personally.
Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah. I
Now,
think overall
obviously,
solid.
I just want to touch on a little bit more. Click out of this real quick. I go back to the teams. Just click on the Jets. wherever they're at. I think the Jets did a great job as well. Getting
Great.
three
I'm
picks in
glad
the
you're
fourth
shouting them
round.
out because I wasn't gonna.
Yeah.
But
Wow, you're just
well,
Jets
I just
hater.
I can't shout out every team, man.
It's a division rival. I
No,
understand.
come on.
Somebody's got to do it for you. Um, yeah, the only thing that I would have liked to see the Jets do, which you can't expect them to do this, is to get a quarterback that would probably be like their guy going forward. But I mean, if you get people like David Bailey,
Hey, what are we talking about?
I mean, you got Kate Klubnik. Don't get me wrong. I'd be surprised if he ever saw the field in his entire career.
He might
But
play
yeah, you
this
got people
year.
like, huh?
He might play this year.
He might,
Like
but
you've got Geno
he's not the guy
Smith
going
running
for
it.
it. He's not the guy going for it.
No,
I
probably
think
not.
everybody knows that. It's clear as day. I just think that if you got David Bailey, you got Kenyon Sadiq, you got Omar Cooper Jr., you got guys that you can build around going forward.
Right.
You're probably still not going to be great next year, but you do got those young pieces. The team in its entirety is pretty young. You still got Garrett Wilson, you got Brees Hall. You just got who's the tackle, offensive tackle that's really good.
They got Armand Membu and
Yeah.
Fashanu on the other side.
Yeah. So you got a lot of young studs, but just being able to get that key piece in quarterback would just serve them wonders.
Hey, we're going to be having the same conversation about the Jets that we had a couple years ago. We're going to be like, they're a quarterback away.
Yeah, it's just hard for them, especially in this draft class, because everybody knew it was Fernando Mendoza and then nobody else really behind them.
Right.
Yeah, so it just sucks for them not being able to have that availability at number 2 to get a certified dog like you have been able to in the last few drafts.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for them, but hopefully going forward, maybe next year they get a quarterback and they can build around those young studs.
Yeah, man, I think this is a really good draft from the Jets. Honestly, I think it might even be better than the Browns. I was just surprised that the Browns did so well because I feel like the Browns don't make super great draft picks all the time. But last year and this year, they've had really good drafts. And the Jets, same thing. Like they're drafting good young talent and hitting consistently. And I don't think that's going to stop this year. Like I think all three of their first round picks are going to be good. I think there's I think D'Angelo Pons, that's a guy who I gave a shout in our mock draft. Maybe. I'm not sure that I did. But I think he's really good. He's undersized. So I think that's why he fell so far. But his production was really good in college. Daryl Jackson Jr., I think, is going to get playing time on this team. And even the guys in the late rounds, like VJ Payne, like probably is going to get some slot reps for them. And Cade Klubnik could potentially play this season if Geno Smith just starts pooping the bed. So, I mean, which we know he has a tendency to do. So, I mean, I think this is a really good draft. It's fun to watch the bad teams draft because they have such good draft capital. And so they come out and it's like, whoa, look at how good their draft was. So it's fun to watch.
And it is hard to just miss on. You have 3 first round picks. It's hard to miss.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, granted, if anybody could do it, it's probably the Jets or the Browns.
Right.
But you have 3 first round picks. More than likely, at least 2 of those are going to be studs for you. Just really good going forward. And so even if only 2 of them's good, that's much better for the Jets in the situation that they're in right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're really just a quarterback away, not from being great. I'm not saying that they're going to be like Super Bowl contenders if they just got a quarterback. But I feel like they could be, I don't know, like a 8 to 10 win team on the verge of being like wild cards. Maybe in that division, you got the Bills and the Patriots. It's going to be tough. But, hey, I mean, if you keep having drafts like that, I think you could do it eventually.
Don't worry. The Bills will stink. Don't worry. So, hey, and then my other winner, my other best draft, someone who I just loved their draft a lot.
I was going to shout them out as well. Which I called this going in. They were going to get Mansour and Lane, and they were going to be a great draft class for them. I thought they were just going to kill it, and much to the demise of you.
Why do they get everything, man? They get everything. Like, you get Mansour Delane. I don't think there's a better place that Peter Woods could have landed than like being able to learn with Chris Jones and like see how he plays, because very much Peter Woods is that style. Peter Woods is a, hey, be a traditional defensive tackle and be an absolute menace to the run, but also rush the quarterback. Like, Peter Woods is going to rush the quarterback. I think Peter Woods is a player who, like I think about a lot of the other Clemson players, who was still really good and is really good. And the defensive scheme last year at Clemson and just the overall culture and team at Clemson just was not in a good place last year. And Peter Woods' production suffered from that. But I still think Peter Woods is a really, really, really good player. And so I think he's going to be great at the Chiefs. R. Mason Thomas, same thing. Like, he gives them something at edge rusher that I don't think they have right now. They have this these big pass rushers. They have Karlaftis and Chris Jones, and but they don't have this like small guy. R. Mason Thomas has been compared to like Von Miller in style, like just like that quick first step, super shifty, kind of looks small on the field compared to all the O linemen and D linemen around him, but he's just like a quick pin the ears back, rush the passer. You're probably not going to play him on running on first down. Like, you're probably going to put him in on third down, but to have that rotational piece is going to be huge. Like, I think that's just going to help so much. And so it's unfortunate. Like, I did not want them to have a good draft. I wanted them to stink it up. But even Cyrus Allen, man. I think Cyrus Allen is going to play. Like, I thought Cyrus Allen was going to be like a third round pick, not a fifth rounder. 176 is crazy. Emmett Johnson, I don't know how to feel about him. I feel like he's one of those players who, like, what he did in college is not going to work in the NFL. I don't know if you've watched Emmett Johnson at all, Slade. Have you?
A little bit, vaguely.
It's like
Not like I didn't go deep dive into him, but
he's like the silliest looking player on the field. Like, his like little like jump cut that he does, like, it's just weird. I feel like guys are gonna figure him out. And man, like, I don't know. Like, I think Nussmeier could develop into a very good backup. Like, it's just all around. It was just a good draft. And so, yeah, I hate to say it. I hate to admit it. I hate that it's what happened, but I think it's them.
this is the only thing I want to speak on with the Chiefs is, like I said, I call Mansour Lane. You need that corner. You kind of know what everybody in this draft class is kind of, or for them at least, is going to do.
Yeah.
And Mansour Lane, you need a cornerback. He's good enough. Just throw him at the Wolves. He's gonna be fine.
Right.
Peter Woods, he's solid. Don't get me wrong. He's really good, but he needs to grow a little bit. He needs to learn how to be an NFL style defensive tackle. And
Yeah.
you're putting him behind the best one in the league, possibly the best one in the league. Like you said, R. Mason Thomas, going to be a great third down guy. Pin his ears back, go straight at the corner. At the quarterback. It's going to be, you know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You get another corner to fill in for Jalen Watson. If you scroll down, the Garrett Nussmeier, I love the Garrett Nussmeier pick because this year you can just chalk it up. You know, Patrick Mahomes might not be coming back. Start Garrett Nussmeier. See what you can do with him, you know? It would just be fun to see a seventh round guy just go out there and play.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it'd be good for the NFL.
Kind of like Mac Jones, just send him out there, see what he does. Hey, if he turns into something, you can trade him. You got Patrick Mahomes. You're not
Right.
going to, if he does turn out to be something, you're not going to keep him and let him just sit behind one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
You could just trade him and get some valuable picks, valuable player. And it'll just be fun for the fans to see, I think. Like,
Yeah.
they already know this season is pretty much chalked up. Let them be excited about something.
Yeah.
Put Garrett Nussmeier out there and let him play.
Yeah. I mean, I could even see it being a Tanner McKee situation where
Yeah.
he just flashes and then he goes to the bench and he's this like fun mystery where it's like, hey, can
Like
you get
Malik
something out of
Willis
him?
or
Yeah.
something, you know?
Yeah. Can you get something out of him? So,
Like you said, Cyrus Allen, you get rid of Hollywood Brown. Cyrus Allen comes in, that third the number 3 receiver on that team. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I like the shout out of the Chiefs as much as you hate to say it. I hate to admit it. Hate
Sucks,
to see
man.
it. It
They
sucks for
they had a
you.
better draft than the Bills, and that's annoying because there's no reason they should have. So,
All right. Well, we talked a little bit too much about the winners. We can go quickly over the losers. I've got two of them. I don't know how many you got.
losers.
Yeah.
I've kind of already covered my loser. I think it's it was the Rams fans. That was like my biggest one. I have one more winner that's a player. So I'm gonna share
Okay.
that after you share a loser, and then
Okay. I'll just go one loser, and we've kind of already talked about this, so we ain't got to talk about it too much. I do think the Seahawks are a loser, just in the fact that they reached so far up on Jadarian Price when they
Super
had
Bowl
other men
champions,
in the league.
losers.
And it's not. I'm not saying like they're going to be bad next year because
Right,
of this. I'm
right.
just saying they probably could have done something probably better in the situation that they were in
Yeah.
than what they did. Um, Now, Bud Clark, you get safety. You need the safety
I
help you at the
hate the
quarterback
Bud
there.
Clark pick. They
Why?
needed a safety. There were other better safeties on the board.
Okay, that's fair.
Like
I
I
thought you meant like I hate the idea of
no,
them
like
taking safety.
I don't understand picking Bud Clark there. Like it felt like a reach. That's what I mean. I don't hate that they picked safety.
Okay,
I just think like AJ Halsey from LSU was still on the board. I think he's
okay, yeah, yeah,
significantly better than Bud Clark. So that's what I mean. But
yeah. So I just had them as a loser. I just felt like nobody they picked. I feel like significantly makes a difference to the team right now. And like yes, you're Super Bowl winners, but I mean, Jadarian Price will probably play a good bit. He'll probably be running back by committee with um, Zach Charbonnet, but it's just I don't know. Nothing sticks out to me as like, oh, this is a great draft.
yeah, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like I know a lot of players, and I don't know any of the day three players.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I think Julian Neal is a pretty good pick, but yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
I feel like
impressed.
they addressed some of the needs they needed, um, or they addressed really most of their needs and priorities. So like they didn't capitalize with what they had.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like you could have traded that number one, the first round pick, 32nd overall pick. You could have traded back into the second round and got maybe even Jadarian Price there or another running back that could slide into the same slot, and then also got a higher draft capital for another corner or a safety or something else higher in that second round.
Right. No, yeah. I do have a loser. I'm going to quickly shout this. This is not like an official pick. This is a big winner for me. Caleb Banks. Caleb Banks, phenomenal talent out of Florida. Really, really good defensive tackle. Only reason he wasn't being considered in the top 15 or most of the time in the first round in general was because of the foot injuries. I'm glad to see him get drafted in the first round because that makes me think, hey, Minnesota's pretty optimistic about the injuries, about the medicals, because we see what happens when they're not optimistic. Jermod McCoy, oh my goodness, what is wrong with your knee? What is wrong with your knee? I've never seen a fall like that. It was unreal.
Have you heard a little bit of what it was? Like, did you see anything about it?
No, not really.
See, I heard that he was going to have season-ending surgery already.
Sure, but I didn't think that would be fourth round worthy. There's been
I'm
plenty
with
of
you on that.
guys. There's been
I was texting JJ and Jacob during this draft, and I was like, I would not mind Jamad McCoy getting picked up by the Cowboys in like the third round right here. Like he's fallen this much, and he's that high premium cornerback. Why not take a flyer on him?
yeah.
Especially when his position need for us.
The Bills
But
picked Davison Igbenuson at the end of the second round. I would have much rather than picked Jermon McCoy, even if he didn't touch the field. Because it's just like the chance of it, man, is just
right.
like he could be a top 5 corner in the league if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Wild. But Caleb Banks, player that I feel like could get forgotten about if he was drafted any later than the first round. But now he's going to get some attention. There's going to be some spotlight on him. Like, is he going to play? When is he going to play? Those kind of things. And so I hope he doesn't get left in the dust. This guy's going to be, like, if not, he's going to be a phenomenal defensive tackle. And it's going to be really fun to watch. So I hope he ends up turning out good. That's just a quick winner. My actual loser, my other loser in the draft is a team who is horrific at drafting. The San Francisco 49ers. Man, what are we doing? Dejon Stribling. 33 overall. This guy was about number 90 to 100 on consensus boards, picked at 33. This is the most 49ers thing ever. It's just like, hey, we pick whoever we want. We don't care about consensus boards. All right, well, maybe you should. Like, maybe we should start caring because it doesn't work. Ricky Pearsall hasn't worked out. Trey Lance, where you're like, we're going to trade everything for Trey Lance because we believe in him. Man, it hasn't worked out. Like, you doing these things that make no sense to any other team have not worked out. Romello Height, pretty good pick. Kalen Black, though. What are we doing? Kalen Black is a guy who, like, I don't know that he was really even mocked in the 7th. Like, this guy was, like, possibly going to be an undrafted free agent. Not that that was a guarantee, not that nobody was going to take a shot on him, but, like, got to even get a combine invite. And there were plenty of running backs who got a combine invite. So it's just mind-blowing to me that we're taking a guy like that in the 3rd round. I mean, I think he was good for Indiana. Don't get me wrong. But consensus did not think he was anywhere close to worthy of this. Grayson Halton, like, okay, doesn't get me excited, but, like, it was all right. Carver Willis. Ephesians Prysock, I actually kind of like in general, but I don't know that I really like him in the 4th round. Like, overall, I just think this was horrible. Like, I just think this was like a 49ers special where it's just like, hey, we don't care where guys go. We want them.
This is what I want to point out. Scroll down. Back to the picks. You get Stribling at number 33. The first pick in the 2nd round. You know who's still left on that board? Denzel Boston.
Yeah.
Who was projected top 20.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, oh, if you think that's your guy, go out and get him. Whatever. I understand that. Why would you not go get a guy that you know and everybody else agrees on is a top dog in this draft class? Yeah, Brandon Ayuk, God knows what he's doing. Obviously, he lost Debo. He's at the Commanders. Freaking Juwan Jennings, he is, I think he's getting, I saw where he was working out with somebody. I forgot who it was. The Vikings, maybe?
He's trying to, he wants money, and the 49ers aren't going to pay him.
Right. You need just anybody, a body.
You need a guy.
And you're going to go with Dejon Stribling.
Or
I'm not talking anything bad about him.
Yeah.
You could have probably got him in the 3rd round.
That's what I'm saying. Trade back. Nobody's taking Stribling. Like, nobody's like, you should not be afraid of people, like, getting your guy. Trade back to the end of the 2nd round. I don't know.
And like you said, Kalen Black, nobody even thought that he was on the cusp of being the 7th round pick. There were other players that you could have got. Was Coleman still on the board?
Oh, right, yeah. There? I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
Coleman.
Let me
Nick
go check.
Singleton, the other Penn State guy, what's his name? Katron Allen or something like that.
Yeah, so Jonah Coleman was a round 4 pick. So he was still on the board.
Yeah, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen. You have all these guys
Tons.
that you could have got. It's the same situation that you have with Dejon Stribling. Yes, it might be your guy, but everybody else in the country agrees that those should not be your guys. if that makes sense.
Right.
And it's just like, what are we doing? Which I'm not mad about it at all. Hate the 49ers. So kick rocks.
This
I
is
don't
your
care.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Them, the Eagles.
The Packers.
I hate the Steelers.
Maybe the Packers
I
are
hate
your
the
Chiefs.
Packers.
But, yeah.
I think I hate more teams than I like in the NFL.
All right.
Anyway,
do you have one more takeaway that you wanted to share?
Yeah, I've just got one little quick thing.
All right. I love it.
It was my last, not failure or loser.
Right.
It was just something I wanted to point out. The Bills, your precious and holy Bills, trading 3 times out of the first round. And you get stuck with Jacob's favorite player of all time, TJ Parker. That is who y'all do.
Jacob's GOAT. I wish Jacob was here to talk about the TJ Parker pick.
Yeah. We can let him follow up on it whenever he gets on another video. I just thought it was funny. I think TJ Parker is a very solid edge rusher. Like, I'm not on the hate wagon that Jacob's on.
I think he's good.
Yeah, I think he's pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's obviously projected to be top 25 or whatever, so you get him here, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine. And then going into the season, everybody thought it was like a top 10 pick. And he could have played like he just didn't play like it this past year, which I don't know if that's more of him being bad or if it was the team in general just being bad. Probably the team. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It's crazy. And it sucks because of how good the Cowboys did do.
Yeah.
And our other co-host has just the booty cheeks draft. And it's just depressing for him.
Oh,
but
man.
It's
okay.
The headset on
it wasn't okay. So here's what I'll say real quick. Day one, I was like, hey, we did great. Because the amount of capital we gained in trading out of the first round and all of the guys that I wanted for the Bills, if you listen to our mock, you know I wanted either Caden McDonald or Denzel Boston. All of the guys that I wanted were still there. And I was like, hey, we did really good to get out of the first round and get all that draft capital. Day two, at the end of day two, I felt horrible. I was like, those were not the guys I wanted to go with. I thought we should go with Caden McDonald, solidify the run defense. TJ Parker is very similar to a lot of the guys we already have. Bradley Chubb, Greg Rousseau, Michael Hoyt are all like 6'4", 260-pound edge rushers. And that's what TJ Parker is. And so he's not even like, it doesn't even really feel like he's a different type of edge rusher. But I do think he could be really, really good. And so like I don't hate that pick. But then we go Davison, Igmanosin. Man, just was a reach. Like there were a lot better players available, bro. We could have gotten Emmanuel Pregnon there, who was a guard. And then we drafted Jude Bowery at the beginning of the fourth, who I think Jude Bowery is really good, but I would have rather had Emmanuel Pregnon at guard than Jude Bowery at guard because we lost David Edwards. And so I just didn't like the prioritization of things. But day 3 was really good. Jude Bowery, Skylar Bell. I'm not huge on Caleb Alarms but I think like we needed a linebacker. Jalen Kilgore, incredible. Like I was really happy with that pick. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Tommy Doman Jr. I'm just kidding. But, like...
That jersey's coming in the mail.
My GOAT. But overall, like, it was all right after day 3. Like, he kind of saved himself with the Skylar Bell pick. I mean, I'm excited about Skylar Bell. But, man, it was just...
It's underwhelming.
Just disappointing.
As a fan, you never want to watch that. Yeah. You never want to watch that.
Yeah. So.
And as a Cowboys fan, I don't think since I've watched the draft, it's ever really happened to me where we don't have like a fun draft and we don't get somebody that I think could be a possible starter like day one, making a big impact.
Yeah.
And like you said, the way that y'all played it in the first round looked like it was flawless.
Yeah.
Flawlessly setting y'all up for day 2.
I thought we were cooking.
And then you just didn't follow through.
Just not great. Yeah.
And I'm not talking bad about any of these players. I just felt like there were other guys that you could have had.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And like you said, fun guys that could have been slotted in.
Right.
Denzel Boston, you know.
Hey, but
But
I saw a report that Skylar Bell might be Jamar Chase light.
hey, hey,
Post draft stuff is so dumb, man. It's just like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? These reactions, and that's what
Skylar Bell is
we're
going to be a combination of Megatron, Randy Moss, and Tyreek Hill.
that's what we're bringing to you right now. I hope you're listening to this going, what are these idiots talking about? And if so, we did our job. And
Right.
so that's what good sports podcasts do, especially here at Third and Wrong. So glad to be able to discuss the draft, talk about our takeaways. Overall, like the draft is just always fun. I'm sad it's over because now we've got to wait until the football actually starts back. But excited to see what the season holds. Um, and glad to be able to do this with you, Slade. So, yeah, you got anything else to say to the people?
Yeah, I just want to say we do miss Jacob on here. We wish he would have been on here. But with him talking, we'd probably be like halfway through all this, you know. He starts rambling, which we rambled a good bit on this one, so I can't say anything. And I'm just poking fun at Jacob. He knows he gets to going sometimes.
Yeah, we
But
all get to
no, it
going.
was really
Hour and
fun. Like you
16 with a two man is pretty wild.
this was a more relaxed, laid back, just casual talking one.
Yeah,
We had a little bit of structure, but it was just fun to do, exciting to do. Like you said, draft season is so fun. Just as a fan of football in general,
right.
it's very fun to watch. Even though I hate half the teams that are drafting, it's fun to see who they get and who they miss out on or who they have bust on. Anyway,
Yeah,
I digress.
yeah,
It is really fun, and like you said, we got 4 more months until football season starts.
yeah,
It's going to be. It goes downhill, but then it goes uphill. You
yeah.
know. So we thank y'all for watching. We hope y'all drop comments down. Um, what y'all like the most. Let us know like some of your players, like the best picks, biggest risers, biggest fallers. Which team did the best? Which team did the worst?
Yeah,
We would like to hear that down in the comment section below.
yeah, for sure. Let us know your takes. We want to interact with you guys. So let us know everything you have to say, whether you think one of our takes is bad. I feel like our takes were pretty tame on this episode. So,
Yeah, it wasn't a hot take
no, it
segment.
wasn't a hot take segment, just some casual talks. Some casual
Um,
talks. So,
I just want to ask everybody to drop one comment down saying "flip you, Jacob, for not being on here to film with us." Uh, no, he just couldn't make it, and we wish he was here. It would have been so much fun. But
that's all right.
so
He'll
thank
be
you,
back for the
thank you.
next one.
Yeah, we just had to pump out a video, and this is like the last day we could do it. So
Yep. That's right. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you made it to this point, like Slade said, drop a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your takes as well. But this is the Third and Wrong podcast. Signing off for now. Farewell.